2 weeks ago, as I traveled back to Bonifay, as always, I usually just turn my radio down and I reflect on the conversation that my father and I would have while visiting him, and this time was a little different. The conversation was the same. It was a good conversation. He was his old dapper self. But on the ride back, as I turned the radio down and as I began to reflect, I just couldn't quite focus. And there was a song that was put into my spirit. It wasn't a church song, but it was a song that this rap group, female rap group, released back in 1993. Now there were three of them. There was a DJ that went by the name of Spinderella. And there were two rappers. One named Salt and one named Pepper. And I said, Lord, why are you putting this in my head? But they released this song, and the title of the song was entitled, What a Man. Now, if you Google it, you will see the first line of that song says, what a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man. Our father was not a perfect man, but what a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man. Our father was an educated man, and if you had the time to sit down and talk with him for a while, you would gather that in the conversation. He wouldn't just say it, but you would gather it. I had to laugh at myself because I said, Lord, I think my daddy had more degrees than he had hair. Because, he had them, but you never really knew it because he never really talked about it. But he believed that if he was going to be a servant for the Lord, he knew that he needed to equip himself with all the necessary tools that was going to be needed. When it came to the church, from the choir stand to the ushers, he knew every job, he knew the mechanism, he knew how everything should run. And he made it run in that way. Growing up, we would travel to different places and different churches, and we would always go. We were younger at the time, but I remember that when I would see a lady coming with a fan in her hand and her hand behind her back, I knew my daddy had sent her over there. Because now he taught us how to do things within the church. And if there was no deacons, I knew she was coming to me and my brother, and she was going to say, your daddy said it. Y'all get up there and raise that devotion. If there was no choir to sing a song, I know I would see that lady coming, and she would go to Beverly and Christy, and she would say, your daddy said, y'all need to sing a song. But he was determined that we would all know what he knew, because that was the type of man that he was, and those were his beliefs. But our father was not a perfect man. But oh, what a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man. Our father was very creative. Growing up, as we got a little older, we were always fascinated when he would stand in the pulpit and he would take his text. And you have to understand, our father, he loved music. And although he was a preacher, he was funny too. My brother would always get these cassettes. Back then we had cassettes, no iPhone music and all that kind of stuff. We had cassettes, so my brother always had the latest songs. And my brother was playing, if those of you here remember this rapper by the name of Heavy D. My brother was playing that song one day. And it was a remake of a song, but the title of the song was Mr. Big Stuff. And if you knew anything about Heavy D, he was big in stature, but he could move. And my dad was so impressed with this artist that it wasn't much longer after that he titled a sermon entitled Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? Our father was a creative man. I remember sitting around in the den and we were watching TV and there was this commercial that came on, and back then it was a commercial for the Raisin Bran cereal. And their marketing department had proposed this commercial, and they were advertising that their raisins came from California. And that they had the best raisins that you could possibly put into any cereal. And during the commercial, they revisited an old song. I heard it through the grapevine. Our father was creative. It wasn't a month later where our father was taking the text and he was preaching. I heard it through the grapevine. Our father was not a perfect man, but what a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man. I truly believe that our father was a visionary because he envisioned that this world that we live in was not our friend. He envisioned that one day we would need each other. When we couldn't rely on our friends, when we couldn't rely on those that said that they loved us, he envisioned one day that Beverly, Keith, myself, and Christy, that we were going to need each other. And he raised us in that manner. So on Sunday, as we prepared to say our final goodbyes, as we gathered around, as the final preparations were made, I truly believe that our Father had envisioned that day coming. And he raised us in such a way that he knew that we would be right there. Right there to send him back to his heavenly Father. I believe that when you look at Beverly, I believe when you look at Keith, when you look at myself, and when you look at Christy, I truly believe that you're looking at our Father. Yes. I believe that as the final preparations were made and our Father was in the process of taking his last breath, I believe that the good Lord looked down upon him. I believe that he looked down upon us. And I believe that he said, Reverend Willis Clarence Snell, you are not a perfect servant. But what a servant, what a servant. What a mighty good servant. Now rest.